Hey everyone, it's Mark here, and this is the original British Grand Prix for F1Ts Hub, and here is my original qualifying lap. So coming into the first corner, looking just after the 100-meter board, then going flat through turn 1, and then again looking for the 100-meter boards, then breaking down right into second gear, through this short chicane, shifting up to fourth, down to second again, and then looking for a very good exit, and then I believe onto the national straight. And once we head to the end of the straight, we're looking just past the 100-meter boards for our turning, and we are about half a second up from our our original PB set on soft tires on a very slow lap. And coming onto the old pit straight now, we'll get a nice clean exit within the track limits, and as you can see, this lap is looking good so far. We are approaching cops. This is a very tough corner to get through just on the 100-meter board, and yeah, just nailed it perfectly. Now we're looking to get a perfect apex through Maggots and Beckett's, shifting down to 6th and then down to 5th again, and just about perfect. Could have been better, but I was happy with that. And then coming to the end of sector 2, we are only a 10th down on the fastest time set by Neck on soft tires. Again, looking for a 100-meter board, shifting down to 4th and then heading through Vale, and then heading towards the last chicane. I was looking to making sure that is perfect and I don't get any wheel spin, as this is a very tough area to get through, especially right towards the finish line. And as we can come through, it's a 130.6, and I was pretty happy with that, and that put me in P3, I believe. Yep, Cliffy just pit me on the medium tyres. That was an incredible lap by him, and as you can see, Liar Blade decided to start from the back to have fun. As we go to the 5 red lights and we are away, we don't get the best of starts, and actually Sam on the soft tyres is able to jump us, so not ideal there. As we head towards the turn 1, I was taking it cautiously just so then I don't get hit. And as you can see ahead, Cliffy and Nick are kind of getting into the squabble as there's yellow flags behind us. I believe Chris had an incident with another guy. And now my thoughts were just thinking about how to try and get past Sam, because I didn't want Cliffy to actually get away from me.
Oh, unlucky.
So through here, I was taking it cautiously, just being patient and biding my time at this present time, as Cliffy looks like he's getting a good exit, but we had a slide out of there, which is not quite ideal, especially considering that I wanted to one-stop this race, so I really had to manage the tyres. As we can see, Sam there has made an error, so this is my chance to actually get past him. And what we do here, we back out through Maggots and Beckett's just so then we can try and get a clean run. And as you can see, Sam has not taken an ideal line through there, and we get a very brilliant exit. And as you can see, we go up the inside through along the hanger straight, and we should.
I'm coming. I'm trying to overtake Sam.
In, although Jamie actually gets a very nice slipstream from me, but we go up the inside of Sam through here, and then we make it stick and back up to 3rd place. So cutting on to the next lap, you can see Cliffy and Nick ahead are having a real squabble, and as you can see, Cliffy's actually going up the inside of Nick, and they're going side by side down the straight, but I believe Nick holds position through here, and they're still side by side heading towards the final corner, and Cliffy decides to hang it around the outside, and Nick manages to defend the position, but all that squabbling has allowed me to close right up, which is good news for me in my strategy, because what I need to do is really get past Cliffy. And then on the 3rd lap, I don't believe Cliffy is quite close enough through here to attack Nick, although he does have a look, but it's not quite close enough. As Nick does make a slight error there, and Cliffy thinks about going up the inside, but I don't think he was quite alongside to actually make the move stick. But these two are really close to each other, and this is good news for me, because I didn't really want to let Cliffy get away. And as we come through Maggots and Beckett's, Cliffy gets DRS and I get DRS as well, but Cliffy is a lot closer now to Nick, and he decides this time to go up the inside, and this time they actually touch there and they are side by side, and it's even closer than before. But what Cliffy does this time is tries to hang around the outside of the final corner, just so then he gets the inside through here, and very close there. I think Nick was pushed a bit wide, but we are very close to Nick now. We have a chance to actually overtake Nick, but it was a bit of a risky move to go around the outside here, so I bail out and bide my time. However, Nick runs wide here and we slightly touch, but I think that was just one of those racing incidents, to be fair. So now I've got pull Nick. I need to keep with Cliffy and actually get into his DRS zone just to see if I can make an overtake with him.
Yes.
So cutting to lap 5, we actually get a lot closer to Cliffy, so we have the DRS and we decide to go up the inside through here, hoping to make it stick, but Cliffy manages to hang it around the outside, which is fair enough. So we try to get a good exit here, but Cliffy also gets a good exit, so we just have to wait a bit longer just to try and attempt another overtake. So we're coming through to the second DRS zone here. I didn't get the ideal line through Maggots and Beckett's, but we get DRS again. And what I decide to do here, I try to go up the inside through here, but I believe actually Cliffy actually made a contact with me as he tried to hang around the outside, which was very close, but it was fair.
Sometimes it's just luck in the draw. You can do more,
cutting on a bit later, and lap 6 again we get the DRS head on the national straight, and I believe we go up the inside once again, and hopefully this time we should make it stick, although Cliffy decides just to hang it out again, but this time we make it stick and we're finally into the lead of the British Grand Prix, and I was happy about that. So what I wanted to do now is try and see if I could pull a gap to Cliffy, because I was confident in my race pace. I knew on old tyres I was very strong when I did practice. And then cutting to lap 11, we finally decide to make our pit stop, and we actually see that Cliffy is quite a long way behind me.
Cliffy's following me.
So from here in, I was just thinking about managing the tyres and thinking about looking after the hard tyres, because there's still quite a long way, about 15 laps to go before the flag, and I didn't want to risk getting a punch and then making an extra stop, because the pit lane loss at Silverstone is one of the longest of the season. That's why I put all my emphasis on trying to make the one stop work. And then suddenly we see my teammate Amin actually disconnects. As soon as that happens, a whole host of people disconnect, and I can tell you that Nick actually disconnected, and then a whole bunch of people just literally disconnected afterwards. So this was not the final race results, and eventually we decided to restart the race.
Losing connection.
What happened here was I decided at this point I was going to lift off and then park the car, because it was decided that we were going to do one shot qualifying and then resume a 50% race based on the positions of one shot qualifying.
No one else?
So at this point, a lot of drivers from the league had disconnected, and there was a lot of ghost cars. So what I decided to do, I decided to park up just at the end of the straight, and then call it a day for now, and then go into the new lobby. So this was the first race. I'll see you for part 2.